universe, let me ask you something. If feeding pigeons could slowly choke the lungs of your child, your parent, or even you, would you still do it in the name of religion? Now imagine this. It's 8 am in Mumbai, peak hour. A crowd storms a public square in Dadar. Bamboo poles snapped, tarpaulin ripped down. Women climb the barricades. Not for food, not for water, but for pigeons to feed them. This isn't a scene from a dystopian film. This just happened in 2025 in India's financial capital. Welcome to the bizarre standoff of our times. Pigeons versus public health, compassion versus constitution. And somewhere in the middle, common sense is gasping for breath. Hello, I'm Tejas and you're watching Honest Take on Lokmat Times. In this episode, we unpack the explosive Kabutarkhana controversy. But before that, please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Dadar Kabutar Khana isn't just a street corner. It's a century-old heritage structure built in 1933. It started as a water fountain and became a Mumbai's most iconic pigeon feeding spot. Managed by a Jain trust, it sees nearly 1 lakh pigeons a day. Feeding pigeon here isn't casual, it is spiritual. For the Jain community, it's Jeev Daya, compassion towards the living beings. Especially on Amavasya, this act is believed to bring blessings from the ancestors. Sounds harmless, right? Until the science steps in. Doctors in Mumbai aren't being poetic when they say pigeons are killing us. Let's talk about the diseases. Hypersensitivity pneumonitis, bird fancier's lung, irreversible lung damage from chronic exposure, cryptococcal meningitis, a deadly fungal infection, psittacosis and histoplasmosis, both cause serious respiratory complications. Dr. Sujit Rajan of Bombay Hospital says that over 50% of interstitial lung disease (ILD) cases he sees are linked to pigeon exposure. That's not speculation, that's diagnosis. You may not notice it, but your lungs do. The droppings aren't just gross, they are acidic. They have damaged the facade of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus and corroded countless bus stops and public buildings. So the question arises, how much tradition is too much when it begins to corrode your lungs, your city, your life? On July 3rd, the Maharashtra government asked the BMC to shut all 51 Kabutarkhanas in Mumbai. Then came the court, July 31st, 2025. The Bombay High Court called pigeon feeding a public nuisance and a health hazard. The court ordered FIRs against those feeding pigeons illegally. August 3rd, BMC files the first criminal case under the new Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Over 140 fined. Dadar Kabutar Khana barricaded. Tarpaulin thrown over. Electricity cut. Mumbai was finally breathing, but that peace did not last. August 3rd, over 1,000 protesters marched from Kulaba Jain Mandir to Gateway. Jain Muni Naresh Chandraji Maharaj announces a fast unto death. August 6th, that's today, Dadar erupts. Protesters tear down barricades, cut ropes, climb the structure, women in the lead. Cops stand back, no arrests, only warnings. Religious sentiment had turned into civil disobedience, and at the heart of it was one demand. Let us feed the pigeons. Let them leave, even if it means others might not. The government seems to have buckled under the pressure. CM Devendra Fadnavis met with Jain leaders and rolled back the ban partially. Controlled feedings allowed, studies ordered, alternative sites like RA and SGNP discussed. Minister Mangal Prabhat Lodha threw his weight behind the Jain community, questioning whether pigeon droppings were really the cause or if pollution was a bigger villain. MNS called it cultural terrorism. Aditya Thackeray saw vote bank politics. Everyone is playing their cards, but no one is standing by science. Here is the thing. No one is saying stop feeding birds forever. But where does faith and civic responsibility begin? This isn't just about Jainism or pigeons or tradition. This is about a city choking in its own contradictions. When the state has to choose between protecting lungs and respecting rituals, it shouldn't be a tough choice. The Constitution guarantees freedom of religion, sure, but it also guarantees the right to life. And what use is ritual when it comes at the cost of another's breath? We have laws against spitting, urinating in public, littering, but feeding hundreds of pigeons next to a crowded traffic junction that is somehow immune? What happens next matters because this sets a precedent. For every time science clashes with sentiment, for every future fight between tradition and truth, Mumbai isn't anti-faith, but it is choking, literally. We need compassion, but we also need clarity. Religion must guide the soul. It must not override medicine, court orders, or public safety. So let's be clear. Feeding pigeons is a choice. Breathing isn't. This isn't about disrespect. This is about survival. Tell us what you think. Are we really choosing pigeons over people? That's all for today's honest take. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and never stop asking tough questions.